Glorious years have passed at the Lacey Street Studio, and we join our motley crew of waifs and strays as they celebrate this fact, along with the retirement of Albert the handyman, who, according to many, never once took off his mittens in all that time.
And so, my dears, it falls to me to hostify this reunion event, and I must say I'm humbled like a pie to do so. Any chance of putting the heating on? Order now, please. Order.
2 more Camparis over here.
Shazma, we know you've had a couple, but behave, will you? Beryl, put his throat down. Mr. Hare and Mr. Burke, will you please stop roaming around? Just find a seat. It doesn't have to be empty. You're a ghost after all. Ghost. Who'd have them?
Get on with it.
To begin with, let me first thank you all for the unstinting help and hindrance you've brought to the Lacey Street Studio over the years. It would not be what it is today without you.
The place is a wreck.
This is also the occasion of the retirement of Mr. Hall, who we all know better as Albert, a man we all respect and love. I would like to call upon Beryl, who was self-retired last year, to say a few words. Beryl, our very own funky liquid fairy, whose mastery of the mop and dexterity with the dustpan is the stuff of Lacey Street legend.
Right, you lot. You may as well know that the long-standing apparent rivalry between me and Albert was more than mere banter. It was a deep-seated mutual hatred. I have a photo of you, Albert. It's that one taken on Spike Island when you just shot yourself in the foot with a spear gun. A memory I'll always treasure. It sits on top of my radio alarm clock and is the first thing I see every day of my ill-compensated retirement. I can't tell you the pleasure it gives me each morning to slam it face down on the sideboard with the words, "That's the last I'll see of you today, go face."
Ah, memories, memories. Now to Albert himself. Given the dramatic nature of tonight's events, perhaps we might prevail upon our wonderful theatrical director to introduce tonight's guest of honour.
Well, if you think so, I'll be glad to.
Hold your horses, Shazma. She means me. That is to say, I, Roger Montfort Wilde.
Oh, get off your rocking horse for once, Roger. It bolted years ago.
Why, Shazza, you little ingrate. How quickly you turned to bite the hand that guided you, nurtured your fledgling talent, such as it was.
Ingrate? Me? I did everything for you, Roger. You couldn't so much as tie your shoe without me telling you which foot was which. And what thanks did I get? None. That's what.
This is an outrage. I taught you everything. You were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar when I met you.
I was running my own restaurant.
I gave you everything.
You hampered me at every turn. You were already washed out, and you just wanted to take me down the plug hole with you. The best thing I ever did was to leave your little am-dram, thank you, ma'am. Sham-dram, I should say.
It is not and never has been am-dram. It is community theatre. Really, this is too much. Catherine, you decide. The engineer or the oil rag? Which of us is it to be?
Well, I wouldn't like to say, really. Why don't you do it together? That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Work with him? No, no, and thrice no. My spirit would not allow.
Knock it off, Roger. This is Albert's retirement speech, not King Bloody Lear. Come on, Catherine, pass us the speech. We'll split it between us.
I'll start. I'll take that.
Oh, God.
Albert, dear Albert.
Albert has been a handyman here since before anyone can remember.
Oh, cares to. Whatever was needed, whether it was changing a tap washer on any of the many sinks under his command.
Resuscitating an invariant toaster.
A coat of paint.
A touch of topiary.
Or a simple bit of dishwashing.
Albert was as constant as the North Star.
He would not touch it with a telescopic,
auto-retractable,
Disney model
barge pole.
He still remains as handy as ever, as he only lives just round the corner.
Albert is Lacey Street Studio's longest-standing employee.
Albert, you have the floor.
Sorry, the carpet's not been hoovered.
I am indeed the longest-standing employee, and I would like to say that myself personally, in my own opinion, think at my age I should have been offered a seat long ago. Where's the lad when you need him? Bob! Bob!
It's Robert. Here I am. Look up.
Come down off that lad there. You'll catch a death of amnesia.
Look at me. I'm not frightened at all. Hypnotherapy worked wonders. I'm like a dancing wombat on ice, strictly speaking.
Well, get down off that lighting rig before you trip over a light bulb.
I see the pigeons are still up there.
Oh, dirty creatures. How are you finding your new job as area manager at Tesco's, Bob?
Robert, a great Shaz. I've run the whole northwest section of the company into the ground and got a huge bonus to prove it. How's your new West End production doing?
Oh, wonderfully well. We're on at Buckingham Palace Theatre next week in a special Royal Do.
Ah, my protégé. How well you learned from me.
Unfortunately, I haven't managed to forget all of it yet. I'm working on it. It's a big do. The venue is huge. Not everyone is invited. Roger, you're not coming.
I wouldn't dream of attending. My proletarian roots would not permit such extravagance. I shall be at the hairdresser's. Roots matter.
And there'll be no pigeons at my production. My public's hats aren't cheap, you know.
For chats, theatres, targets. What would be the point? She's gone. Lady P has gone, moved to a flat in Dingle with that dapple swine of a pigeon Peirehead. You know he made that name up, don't you? His real name's just Ed, not even Mister. I only hope her plumage is as truly appreciated as it should be. You know, I haven't taken flight since she left. Well, at least you're still here, Bombay. And you, Wendy, with your fine young brood of aerial abstainers. Sorry, I mean strainers. Stainers. What is it you call them again?
The Lacey Street Wombatette Squadron, sir. A name they gave themselves during a prolonged team-building session of targeted pigeon-pooping practice.
Well, we can all rest assured that the streets of Winters and Runcorn will remain unsafe for unworthy strollers for many years to come under their watchful eyes and prolific rear ends. Wendy, you're a female sort of bod. Do you think she'll come tonight? Lady P, I mean.
Well, I did encounter her this morning at the Pigeon Pamper Parlour, having her feathers tinted. I was in for a claw clip. She said she couldn't possibly attend, that she doesn't like to ruffle feathers. In my opinion, however, an unexpected appearance could well be expected at any moment. She is a pigeon, after all. She loves an occasional flap.
I hope she comes alone. That Peirehead scoundrel needs a good pecking too, if you ask me.
Ah, Bombay. You're a pigeon with a good heart. Well, my own, alas, is broken.
Now, sir. Don't start up. This is a happy occasion.
Shazma, are you talking about pigeons? Are they still here? Years they plagued me, them pigeons. Are they still here?
And last but no means, and so forth, Catherine herself, who for years has struggled to keep this place afloat, whilst alternating between bouts of headache-induced dementia and body bending, only to find out her mood swings and compulsive contortionism were actually due to a troublesome gumboil. Catherine, please join us from whatever planet you happen to be on at the moment in the front row there.
Hello again. Now, I won't keep you, but I know there's one burning question we all want to ask.
What time's the bingo on?
So there I was, flying low over the foul-mouthed trench, low on corn and high on adrenaline, a murder of crows cawing fit to burst in me wake.
Is any of this true, Grandad? Or are you just blowing in the wind like the singer on the radio?
Excuse me, young sir, or rather corporal. Do you have any idea who you are cooing to in this adolescent sea of arrogant ignorance? This is a field marshal water pigeon, the pigeon with no name, known in witness as Baron Van Right in Your Eye, the scourge of the ascot hat. He was spotting targets when you were just a possible fried egg in a Glaswegian chip shop. Show some respect, young sir.
Corporal Beckenbauer, son of mine or not, you will listen to every story he cares to relate, and I want a full report on my desk by 900 hours. Hop to it!
900 hours? I haven't even got that much ink.
Please excuse his manners, sir. No sense of history. These young fly-by-nights.
Think nothing of it. I was young once. Indeed, I felt I had the gift of eternal youth, but alas, she left. I remember the night well. It was raining so gently that you could feel its gentle patter on your face as you...
Lady P, how nice to see you again.
Yes, I know. Everybody tells me so.
I'm loving the Mohican look.
What? Oh, this? This is something I just threw on, just after I bought it this morning.
Lady P? Oh, surely it can't be. It is? Oh, my dovey darling, I knew it. I knew you'd come back to me. Oh, Pidgey Poo, my dearest Pidgey Poo, how I've missed you. So, you've finally grown tired of that dappled scoundrel. Of course, I knew it wouldn't last.
Ah, Pierre, so there you are. Where have you been? I am fashionably late. You are just late.
I stopped off at Greg's for a quick fly pass. Got 2 sausage rolls. Bits of them anyway. Those starlings like the bread arrows when there's grub on the go. Evening up. What's that?
Pierre, I must say, I'm surprised you have the nerve.
I am Lady P's +1. Let's face it, he was never more than the aerial number 2.
You, sir, had a cad.
Well, I was a cadet once, so I guess that's reasonable.
Shall I eject him, sir?
I wouldn't try your luck, son. I warn you, I know Taekwondo.
Never heard of him. What's he got to do with anything anyway?
Boys, I cannot be, how you say, doing with this. Calmez-vous, s'il vous please. You are making a spectacle of us all. See, nobody is looking at my new feather frock. Stop it or I will hang your beds. I mean, bang your heads together.
What's all that cooing? Sounds like a right ding-dong.
Or a tingle-tongle.
Somebody get up there and shoo those pigeons away.
Albert, here's your chance for heroic exit.
No can do. I can't go up a ladder. I've been drinking.
Yes. Tea?
Not to worry. Let me do it. I'll get rid of him in a flash.
Look, here comes the lad. Quick, Pierre, karate chop him in the belly.
Well, I don't actually, I mean, it wouldn't be fair. He's only human.
Out to the way, laddie.
Careful, Bob. Them pigeons can be vicious when they're cornered, and you're a long way up.
It's Robert, and I'm not worried. There's a rope up here. I'll tie one end and abseil down.
Abseil? Don't be daft. You'll never get a boat up there.
Here it comes.
Well, at least he's down now.
Oh, Walter, you are my hero. How could I have doubted it?
I'll be off then.
Yes, be off. And don't forget to tell the same to your mate, Taekwon, when you see him.
You know we're not really licensed for abseiling.
Well, Mr. Hare, we two ghosts have been roaming round this place for many a moon.
Indeed we have, Mr. Burke, and we thought we'd seen it all. Not quite, it would seem.
Several small miracles happened that night, or at least as a result of it.
Actually managed to repair a wonky table by folding an envelope several times and putting it under one of the legs.
With Catherine almost in tears at the mess and preparing for a contorted headache, only curable by a night in the cupboard, Beryl said she would come by in the morning to lend a hand.
Walter and Lady P set up house together on a rooftop not far from you.
They don't have a television, but they do have their own aerial.
Aye, they like to perch there, for the documentaries mostly.
They still pay daily visits to the Lacey Street Studio. Bombay, Wendy, and the kids went on holiday.
Shazma was inspired to incorporate a new rope swinging scene into the upcoming royal production, stipulating that only Roger could possibly do justice to the role.
Roger graciously accepted, roots notwithstanding.
There was only one performance.
As for the lad, he was taken to hospital with minor injuries.
Well, they were minor until he fell off the bed and broke his leg.
Roger was in the same ward a week later.
Aye, we residential ghost,
Mr. Burke
and her, meanwhile, just keep roaming, probably in the gloaming. Whatever that is.
Waifs and Straves, The Reunion. Written by Rich Bradshaw. Directed by Louise McNulty. Edited by James Swift. And produced by Luce. Narrator Walter, Mr. Burke and Roger was played by Rich Bradshaw. Catherine was played by Jane Bennett. Audience Member 1 was played by Meg De Mar. Shazma, Voice B and Peirehead was played by John Bostock. Beryl was played by Colette Mara. Albert was played by Josh McNortan. Robert and Mr. Hare was played by Keith Fielding. Bombay was played by Dylan Monticelli. Corporal Beckenbauer was played by James Swift. Wendy was played by Louise McNulty. And Lady P was played by Sheri.